Hey my fellow readers, and welcome to this new video. I hope you're all doing great. I asked you yesterday in my Instagram story about your questions regarding mental health, therapy, whatever, because as a person who is going to therapy, I know that it can be very frightening before you go to therapy, and you probably have like a ton of questions, or even while you're doing therapy. I mean, I still have a lot of questions about therapy in general, so maybe I can help you with my experiences a little bit. And let's start with the first question. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit tired today. Okay, first question. Is it normal to be scared to book your first session? Are you kidding me? Yes! I was so scared before my first session. Like, I called 2 times. I hung up 2 times before the line was even answered. Then I called 2 more times, and 2 times someone picked up the phone and I hung up again. And, you know, the funny thing is they can see my number. So they saw like, oh, this person just called us 4 times and he just hung up 4 times on us. Awesome times. But I also have to say I hate like making calls in general. So yeah. My advice for you, what I did then, I asked my best friend to do the call for me, and it was like a funny situation because he was on the phone and he was like, hey, yeah, I need a therapist. And I was in the background because when, like in Germany, when you book your first therapy session, you need all your information on your insurance card, and you need your address and all your name and your whatever. And so he was on speaker, and then he was asked like, oh, what's your health insurance number? And then it was like 0, 0, 10, 9. And he was like 0, 0, 10, 9. Oh, and what's your number of birth? My best friend didn't know my number of birth, my date of birth. That was kind of disappointing, but yeah. So my advice, go ask a friend or someone ask a friend or someone within your family you trust. And yeah, in the end, I mean, okay, everyone else probably would give you the advice, you can do it. I give you the advice, let someone else do the calls for you. But if you don't have someone if you don't have someone that can make the calls for you, you can also do it by yourself, because it's not that horrible as we might expect it, because you just have to talk. But talking is quite hard sometimes. Okay, so let's come to the next questions. How do you talk to your parents about wanting to go to therapy for your mental health? I feel like in general there are 2 different types of parents. On the one hand, there are these parents, they are totally like positive when it comes to mental health topics. They're like, yeah, of course, and what do you need, etc. And then there are the parents that are more like, you know, optimistic, more like, therapy, exactly like that, but you know what I mean. And especially in the second case, I think it's the most important to give your parents some time, especially when your parents have never touched really the topic of mental health before. They might need a little time to, you know, to think about it. So just give them the time to actually think about it. My second advice is to be totally honest with them. Like, explain them why you want the therapy, explain them how you feel, explain them what you expect from the therapy, you know, especially, again, for the second type of parents, they usually don't really know what it's like to need a therapist, or why you would go to a therapist. Why would you do something like going to a therapist? So really try to explain them your feelings. And my third advice, in the worst case, if your parents are totally unsupportive and they do not want to let you go to therapy, in most countries you do not need your parents. Like, you can either directly go to a therapist by yourself, you can book an appointment all by yourself, or there are different free consultations for people under 18 where you can call and say, hey, I need a therapist but my parents do not approve, and then they help you to get a therapist place. So whether you do it with your parents or without your parents, you can do it. Okay. next question. By the way, I'm thinking about making this an uncut video because I don't know. I always love watching uncut videos. I'm not sure what. How about what? I would cut now usually, but yeah. I'm thinking about doing an uncut video because I love watching uncut videos because they are so, like when you watch a video and it's cut, you're always like, what happened in between the cuts? And when there is an uncut video, you're just like, now I know it. They talked dumb stuff. Awesome. But yeah. Okay, next question. I prefer going to my listening service over my current one. I'm too scared to say. What do I do? I did not get that question at the first time I read it, so I asked the person and they explained it to me. They said basically that they are going to a listening service, or they went to a listening service where the person only listened, and now they're going to another kind of therapy which they don't like, so they want to go back to this listening service, but they are too scared. Probably you already got that question, but I didn't. The kind of funny thing about this is I have some friends that are going to therapy too, and most of them are in a similar situation. Like, they do not really like their therapist, or they feel like the therapy is not going in the right direction, or they want to try something different, but they are too scared to tell their psychologist. And to be honest, I was like that too a long time. I thought about like changing my psychologist, but then I was like, I can't tell my psychologist. She's so nice, and I'm too scared to tell her, and I don't know. And like the most, like the biggest thing in that thing was that I was scared to tell my psychologist because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, because she was so nice to me and she helped me go through really hard stuff. And then I had to talk with a friend of mine, and he said something very useful. He said they do it for the money. Like, of course, they don't do it primarily for the money, most of them, but they earn a ton shit of money with you. They earn like 100 up euros per hour with you. It's their job to listen to you. And besides that, most therapists have a very long waiting list. That means it is okay if you drop out, because they have other patients joining your space and it's their job. So they're making money with you. So you shouldn't be afraid to hurt your psychologist's feeling. Maybe that's only like my weird thing, hurting my psychologist's feeling, but yeah, don't be afraid to tell your psychologist how you feel. Yeah, that's it. Okay, next question. I went to therapy before and we literally didn't do anything. I have to go again and don't want to because of that. Okay, this is kind of similar to the primary question, and basically what I would say is talk to your therapist. I was in a similar situation. Like, I had the feeling that my therapy wasn't going so well. It was like in a span of 1 month, and I saw her each week for 1 hour, and we were talking a lot and we were doing stuff, but I was just feeling like it's not, we're not getting anywhere. We're doing exercises, I have homework, we talk a lot, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, that didn't get me anywhere. So I was actually also very scared to talk to my psychologist, because I don't know exactly why. I don't know what this weird thing is of us, like being scared to talking to our psychologist, because like it's what we are there for. But I had a very honest talk with her and I said, hey, I'm feeling like this is not going anywhere. And then she was like, okay, what do you feel like? And where do you see the problems? And then we talked about it, and we really figured things out. And since then I have a great therapy. So just try to be really honest with your therapist. And if you still, after such discussion, have the feeling that it's not going anywhere, you can still, change your place of therapy. Amen. Okay, next question. We only have 2 more questions to go. It's a German one. I'm going to translate it to you. Why do you need therapy? I have been in therapy too, but I didn't feel comfy. I'm in therapy for depression and anxiety disorder for about 10 months now. And yeah, again, my advice, if you don't feel comfortable with your therapist, go to a different one. Actually, before I went to my first therapist, I saw in Germany we have something called a therapist consultant. So it's basically like a hotline of your health insurance. You can call and they help you find a therapist. And one of the things she told me was, make sure that you find a person you completely trust and you completely feel comfortable with, because this is the key to a successful therapy. And she said that some people might even go to 4, 5, 6 different therapists before they find a person that they are like, okay, I feel like I can trust this person. I feel like I can... I just got my jumper in my eye. That was unexpected, because usually I always have glasses on and... Okay. Hashtag uncut video. Back to the question. Yeah, so a lot of people need a lot of time to find a therapist they trust to, and try the same. Last question. It's so warm in here, it's so hot. I know you can't imagine it, but this mask, it's made of massive plastic. There is electronic inside here. Like this is not pure color. This is like lightning. There is electronic in here. There's this this is heavy plastic, and it's so hot. I already opened the window. I already have all my neighbors hear our private therapy talk, but yeah. Okay, last question. I don't know why I did tell you that. Please come and give a talk in India about mental health. It's still a taboo in some states here. Okay. Real talk. Taking care of your mental health is the key of having a good life. It's the key of personal growth. It's the key of finding your passion. Mental health is the key of being a human feeling being. And sometimes it makes me really, really angry, when people talk about it like it's some kind of bad taboo thing that you shouldn't talk about it. Mental health is the most important part of us. If that is broken, then we are broken. And I know that many people who never had mental health issues probably can't relate to that, but having mental health problems can kill yourself. It's like any other really, really bad disease. I always compare it to cancer, and I know that a lot of people have problems when I say depressions are like cancer, but I say that both can kill you. And of course, it's not a 100% fitting comparison, I know that, but still, I think it's a great way to actually show people, hey, depression can kill me. And real talk, it nearly killed me several times. So yeah, that was the last question. I hope you liked this video. I'm not sure if you can give a thumbs up, because I'm probably uploading this on Instagram TV. Maybe I'm uploading this on YouTube too, I have no idea. But yeah, I just wanted to say you one thing. I'm having a cold, so... Okay, stop being weird. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Sometimes I just can't stop being weird. But that's okay, because you're weird too. You're watching this video this long, so I guess I'm pretty okay. What I wanted to say is I found my own business, and probably you already have seen it in my Instagram stories, or in my Instagram feed, or in my own Instagram page, or in my other Instagram page story, or in my own blog, or in my shoutouts, or in my Facebook, or in my Facebook stories, because I tell it everywhere, everyone. But basically, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go check out my other Instagram page. It's called Rainbow Warrior Collection. It is a non-profit project, which means that I create donations for non-profit LGBTIQ+ organizations. So go and check it out. It would be super cool if you can follow, because we already have 63 followers. So yeah, okay. I hope you have an amazing day, and don't forget, beer in Bavaria, and I love you, and you're awesome, and amen.